Welcome back to Library Trust YouTube channel. In today's class, we're going to learn how to make this beautiful A-line dress. It's a sequin dress with keyhole neckline, and it also has a fancy sleeve. Let's just call it a fancy sleeve. The face is draped to the neckline, and it also has a bishop collar. So this does not have a joining on the arm length, so we just cut everything together. It's a very simple dress. I'll take you through how to cut and sew this in this class. I'm working with fabric sequin for this fabric, you can see. So because the chalk may not show well on it, I've already drafted my basic bodies. This is not going to have any joining, it's stretchy, so it's going to fit properly on the body. You just need to take your body measurements on it, and it's an A-line dress, so it's not going to have a slit at the back. So this is the front. Okay, for me, the person that owns this dress wants it to have a little bit of shoulder, so I'm just going to make it in form of a cold shoulder. So this is the basic bodies that I'm working with. This is the front bodies. So because of that, because ideally if you want to work with the one on the thumbnail, you connect it in form of an halter neck, or you can just have a little bit of shoulder to it. But in this case, the person wants it to have a shoulder before it drops down. They don't want their shoulder area to be showing. So ideally it's for a plus size. The shoulder measurement was 9 inches. So now it's going to be a cold shoulder, so I'm just going to take away maybe 1.5 or 2 inches from the actual shoulder that I have there. So now I'm going to connect it to this. So what I'm doing to the front here now, I'll have to do it to the back as well. So I just, because I'm still going to fold it, it does not have a sleeve, I just leave it at 1 inch. Then I'm going to connect like this. Okay, so this is the armhole that I'm going to follow. Now I will simply place it on my fabric. This fabric is 60 inches, and the full length of this dress is also 60 inches. So I'll just pin my pattern, and my pattern is up to the knee length. Okay, this is the bust. Okay, this is the waist of the person, and this is the hip. And then on the knee length, so that it can be a little fitted, I deduct 1.5 inch from what I have on the hip. That's why it is like this. So from where the hip is, I'm just going to connect it to form an A line. So the measurement you will need to fold your fabric is quarter of your waist, just like I have it. Then you can add from 6 to 10 inches to it. It's not so big. I think I have extra 9 inches to this, so it depends on how big you want it to be. So I'm going to pin this pattern to it now, and then I'm going to connect the rest so that I can cut it out. So like I said, my chalk is not showing well on this fabric. So you can see I pinned it up to here, and then I connected it all the way. So by the time I cut it out, you will see what I did there. The chalk is not showing well. That was why I used pattern to cut it. So now what I need to do now is to cut out the A line that I marked here. Sorry, my hand cannot reach it well. So from here, I'm going to go ahead now and shape out the A line. So you need to note the width that you used for the front, so that when you want to cut your back as well, you're going to use the same width. The one I'm cutting does not have any tail. So if you want it to have like a train at the back, then you can decide how you want it to be. So you can see the line effect that we have there. It's not so wide, but it is not a straight dress as well. So now once you have the A line, you just need to follow the exact pattern that you have here. If you don't know how to create this pattern, it's very simple, just a regular bodies, just that it goes beyond the waistline up to the knee. And I did this because I want it to be easy for me to cut this, as my chalks are not showing very well. If you want, if you can cut on your fabric, you can also do that. You can cut directly on your fabric. So now I have cut the front. I'm going to refold the fabric to cut the back. So the only thing left now is to cut out the neckline. Okay, this is the neckline I'm working with for the front, and then I'm going to cut out my shoulder. And then remember that we already altered the armhole as well. We came in by 1 inch. So I'm going to go ahead now and shape out the new armhole that I'm working with. So those are the modifications I'm going to do. I'm going to fold the fabric again now and cut the back. So before I cut the back, the dress is going to have a zipper at the back, and I want to avoid zipper bulge. Remember, it does not have any half length, so that's why I want to do that on my pattern before I cut. So just let me explain what I did. This is the zipper allowance. This line here is a zipper allowance. So on the waist area, this is my waistline, I came in by 1 inch, in form of, it's just like taking a dart, that place where your back goes in at the back. Okay, that is what I did here. So after going in by 1 inch on that side, to further remove whatever bulge that I may have on the waistline, I came up by 0.75 and down by 0.75 at the center back area, and then I connected that to my side. So what I'm going to do now is to cut off the bulge that I may have here. Then after cutting this one, I'm going to close the dart that I may have on this side as well. So to close it, what I'm going to do is just to cut this side open like this. Then I'm going to simply fold them on each other. Okay, so that way you look at it, you will see that this part goes in more. So by the time you do all of this, you're not going to have any bulge on your waist. Just make sure that you get your exact waistline and you're not going to have a problem. So you can see, I'm going to glue this down now, and then I'll place this on my fabric and do exactly as I did for the front. So again, on the armhole area for the back as well, I'm going to come inwards by 1 inch here, and then I'm going to take my ruler and then connect it to what I have coming from the armhole area. So just make sure that it is smooth. So just like that, I'm going to place this on my fabric now, and then I'll cut out what I have. You can see now that I have gone ahead to cut the back as well. So this is the center back. You can see how it is aligning. The zipper is going to run through that place, and that's the side. So I just connected it to form an A-line, just like I did for the front. So it's very simple. The next thing is to sew it, but before we sew, the front is going to have like a keyhole effect at the center front on the upper part here. So you can cut your keyhole up to your neckline, but I don't want it to be too wide so that it's not going to be difficult for me to control. So I'm not going to cut it up to this point. I'm going to come down by maybe half an inch or quarter of an inch. So when I want to sew in the body, I'm just going to tuck that seam allowance in. So for the keyhole, I'm going to be using a length of 3 inches in total for my keyhole. Yours can be bigger, but remember that by the time you sew it, it's going to also be bigger, so don't make it too wide. So it's going to start from here all the way to this place. I'm just making sure that my fabric have not shifted. So once you have it like that, you're going to get the midpoint, which is of course 1.5 inches, and then on the midpoint I'm going to come in by half an inch. I don't want this too wide, so that's what I'm doing this. So then I'm going to connect them together just like this. So you can use a cuff or you can use your free hand. So this part that I just marked out, I'm going to cut it out, and that is going to form my keyhole on the neckline area. So before I cut it, I just want to be sure that my body is aligning well with the fabric, so that I'm not going to run into any issues. Once you are sure, you're going to grab your scissors and then you just cut out that small part like this. So you can see it's very small, so by the time I turn it, it's not going to turn wider than I want. So I'm going to detach the pins now, and then I'll open it up so that you can see what it looks like. There's no keyhole at the back, so we'll just leave the back as it is. The keyhole is just on the front. So my pattern is out when I open it out, you can see this is what I have. So if you want yours to be wider than this, you can go ahead and make it wider, and you can also control the width when you are sewing. So I'm just going to place a fabric on it and then sew all around it. So if you want it to be wider, you just sew it wide. If you still want to maintain this, you sew it very tiny. So it's totally up to you and what you want. To turn my keyhole, I want to turn it outwards. Okay, I'm going to be using the same sequin fabric, so I'll fold it, sew it on the wrong side, then flip it so that I can top stitch on it on the outer part, so that this part will not be hurting the person. So I'm going to be sewing on the line. I'll place it on the lining like this, and then pull it out and then top stitch it round the bodies. So I believe that is simple. I'll go ahead and do that, and by the time I'm done, I'm going to bring it back for you to see. But because it does not have so many cuts, it's easy to do. Once you turn your keyhole, you sew the shoulder together, and then you're going to join the side and fix zipper at the back before we work on the design that we have on the neckline. I don't want this too long, that is why I'm just taking it in bits. And also on the armhole area, you're going to find a way to turn the armhole because it does not have a sleeve, so you can use your bias to turn it, or you can also fold it. But because of the nature of the fabric, again, I don't advise you fold it, so that this sequin part is not going to be touching the skin. So you can use bias, or if you have a velvet like this one, the plain part that does not have sequin, you can use that to turn it as well. Okay, so I just want to show you what I am doing. So now to turn the neckline, just like I said, you can cut it, but I just feel it's going to be easier this way. You are going to turn to the wrong side of your fabric. This is the wrong side of the main fabric. Then you are going to place the sequin. The sequin is going to be placed on the wrong side like this. So once you place it, you turn it to the right side where you already have your hole, and then you sew around the hole just like I have done. So once you sew around your hole, you are going to take it up, and then you're going to cut a little piece of the facing. So once you cut a little bit of the facing, you'll be able to go in with your scissors and then cut it into the same shape that you have for your keyhole. Sorry, it's the same fabric, so you may not see it, but what I'm simply doing is to follow the keyhole shape that I already have. So once I cut this keyhole out, the next thing is for me to flip it upwards. Remember I said I want to be top stitching it on my sequin fabric because I don't want it to be on the lining. So now this is my keyhole. You can see that I've traced it out, and this is the lining. So what you will do now is to bring this out like this. So you can iron it down first so that it will be easier for you. So you're going to bring it out just like I have done, and then you're going to fold and stitch all around. So you stitch it neatly, it's not going to show. So you can see, how this looks like. Now I'm still going to notch these parts, okay, because they are curves. I just want to see the width of my keyhole first, because if it is too big I will still go and reduce it, but I think it's okay. So I can easily notch into these curves that I have. So once you notch the parts that are curvy, you'll be able to open it up on the other side, and then you'll be able to top stitch it. So I'm just looking for places that are quite curvy, because if it is too, if you don't notch it, it's not going to relax well. So now I'm done notching it. I'm just going to flip it to see what I have. Okay, so I flip this. Now I'm going to take it to my sewing machine. You can pin it round first, it's going to be easier that way. But when you are doing this, be careful. Remember it's a stretchy fabric, so you can see it's still maintaining like this oval shape for me. You don't want to broaden it out like this, so that you will not destroy the shape that you created there. So I will just simply fold like this and then pin it round before I take it to the sewing machine to sew. So once I sew this keyhole, I'm going to join the shoulder and the side. It's pretty simple. I just want us to see this keyhole part so that we understand it. I've gone ahead to sew it. You can see this is my zipper. I've installed the zipper. The armhole area, I later decided to turn with the same fabric. So what I'm going to do now is to carefully take out all this sequin that I have on this armhole area. You can see. So you just use your scissors or your seam ripper to just loosen them out so that it's going to be just the velvet inside the armhole area. So once you sew it, this is what you're going to have. The next thing now is to create the design we have on the neckline. So this is the keyhole. You can see I've top stitched round the keyhole as well, and this is what it looks like. So this is what it looks like on the inside. Okay, so you can line this, but I don't want to fix lining to mine, so make sure that you make it as neat as possible. So for the design, for the chart design, I'm working with a Duchess fabric. You can use any fabric of your choice, really. So you just need to know the measurement of where you are placing it on. Where you're placing it on is from the neckline of the front to the neckline of the back. So just from like a cow effect there. I have fixed one, which is here. So you're going to be placing it here and then here. So you can leave a space here. Remember, mine is going to form a cool shoulder. If you're working with what we have on the thumbnail, it's not going to have this shoulder part. So you can, if you don't want it to be so full, you can just hem it or weave it on the two edge. But for me, I'm going to be lining mine so that it can carry weight. You can see how this one is looking, so that it can have a little bit of weight. So this is 11 inches on fold. That means if it is not on fold, it's going to be 22 inches. So the width, this is where we're going to be gathering on the neckline, 11 inches, and then this length is 34 inches, which is the one that is going to go to the front and the back. It's very simple. You need to just sew this and turn it so that it's going to be neat. And then the next thing is for you to just gather what you have here. So you can see my home first gathering now. It's going to be lapping on each other, so I just extend it beyond the center front a little bit, so that when I want to gather this one, I'm going to just place it on top like this. Okay, so that you can see it's forming like a V shape, and then I'm going to gather it all around as well. So I'll gather to the front like this. You can stop it a little bit before you get to your shoulder, and then you take this back as well, and then you gather it up to where you have your zipper, just like I did for this one. You can, this is a perfect example. So you gather from the center front, and then you can see I stopped just a little before my shoulder point. Then I started the back from the shoulder because the back does not have so much space like we have in front. Remember, the depth of the back is just 1 inch, and the front depth is 3 inches, so it's longer, it's wider, sorry. So once you gather it to the side as well, the only part you will have that is rough is your neckline. Then you're going to cut just a short collar. Okay, the collar should not be more than 1 inch in width, or 0.75 is not wide, and then you just use it to finish off this neckline. So I'll do all of this now and bring it back to show us what we have. So this is what it looks like. You can see how beautiful it is looking and how simple it is to make this. You can see the sleeve just hanging over the shoulder like that. I hope you enjoyed making this beautiful tutorial with me. If you enjoyed this, let us know in the comment section. Like, comment, or subscribe to our channel, and I will see you in the next one.